Oh man, Lord just dropped something in my spirit.
Whatever.
I wanted a piece of pizza, like some really good pizza.
Am I gonna get some? Or?
There was no way to get it here. I wish. You know of any, like, well, you would have told us if something new popped up.
Yeah.
So you got it on? You ready?
Yeah, I got this one on.
And that one too?
Yeah, I got that one on too. How does this look cover here? Sorry?
You look great, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Alright.
Because you're used to it. Isn't it? It's so weird because, like, when the camera's on, I don't know what happens. It changes. Something switches.
It's different, yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
let's say intro. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Seth Talks podcast. Today we got my dad on here as the guest. Welcome. Hello. How you feeling?
Hello. I'm great, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh,
It's a super honor, man.
yeah. Oh, okay. Turn this down a little bit. Just get that started. All right. Okay, where do we start? Let's talk about what brought you onto the podcast today.
What brings me to Seth Talks? Well, first thing is, whenever I go on camera, there's always this thing that happens where you don't feel like yourself. You know what I mean? And like it becomes like camera J.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, I felt like it would help to say that.
Yeah.
You kind of excise that so that I could just like be, you know, because you're a pro at this now, man.
Not quite,
Oh,
quite.
come on.
But I'm just like you're here doing this to get better at it, get better at talking with
Yeah,
people, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, and being on camera like you.
But doesn't it feel natural? I mean, come on, be honest. Like the way, like I've watched your videos. I mean, just like it's like you're not even thinking about it.
See, before, like in the last podcast, we had a ton of time to prepare.
Yeah.
So it was a couple, maybe like 2 hours of us preparing.
Okay.
And I was pacing around the room with just thinking.
We didn't get that today. What's going on?
We didn't get that, but like,
Yeah.
I had a couple of moments where I'm like, wow, this is happening. But we talked about like stuff with nervousness and all that.
Yeah.
So instead of thinking about it as nervousness,
Yeah.
excitement.
Okay,
I'm not nervous,
yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited, and this. Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
like that.
just
I
excited.
like that. I'm
Yeah.
just excited.
Because we remember in the kitchen we said like
We
once
did talk about that.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
Nervousness gets nervous. Don't.
See, you follow the advice, and then I forget it, and I'm like, but it's cool because you'll remind me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And it's not like a feeling of nervousness. It's like I know people can relate to it. When you get on camera, like you just become different. I mean, the moment they say, "Okay, we're on," at first you could have been talking, having coffee, you know, chit chatting about your day or what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And then okay, and it's just like this
It's so
switch.
different, yeah.
But some people have that thing where I don't know whether it's from practice. I mean, I've been around a lot of people who are on TV and doing radio and stuff, and some people have it. It just seamless, and then some people they have to do some kind of ritual, some routine to
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah, and I think part of it is, or at least sometimes that comes up for me when I'm filming, is like you think about the people that are seeing this and how they're perceiving you. There's a lot of that going on.
See, you just got me back.
Don't think about it. It's just
Not at all. Not at all. Well, see, like I was thinking about this beforehand because, like, your generation, this is what you do. You know, from the time like you were a little dude filming Michael Jackson videos and vampire videos for Halloween.
Yeah.
This is what y'all guys have done. And for my generation, it was like if you were on camera for something, that was very rare. Unless for me, it was a part of my job. But even then, I just never felt like I got used to it.
Your mom said you were on TV and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
What were you on TV for?
I was on TV in my 20s. I was a public affairs spokesperson for a few companies. They were Fortune 500 companies, about maybe 3 or 4 of them. And I was like one of the spokespersons, not the spokesperson, but I could speak on camera. I could speak in television, radio, represent the company. But I was always nervous every time. I never got used to it.
Wow.
And I feel like the people could tell.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I felt like they could tell.
Yeah.
You don't think so, though?
No, it always feels like that. Like in some of my videos, I'm usually nervous at the start for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But like I hear from you and hear from Mom, like nobody can tell. Like, and I talked to Mom about some experience where I felt nervous. She said I've never like seen you as like a nervous person ever.
No.
And only times like there's some moments where we'll have a conversation and I'll see you like doing some fiddling with your hands or something.
Right.
Other than that, no. But from my perspective, I feel hot, so I'm like people can see me sweating.
That's my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, nervous. Yeah, I can tell like when you don't want to do something. Like from time you're a little guy, I could tell with that. You never really. Some people have that thought before they go into a room. That thought that switches them into feeling uncomfortable or nervous, anxious. You never seem to be that guy to have that thought. You know, there's like when you're getting ready to go to whatever event, there's going to be a lot of people there. You're preparing, you may be excited and all that. Then you're getting on the elevator to come to the event or whatever. And then for some people, when you get off the elevator, there's that thought that comes on, maybe the magnitude of what's going on or the people who are going to be there, and they start to feel a little anxious. But you never seem to have that.
That's because I have you in the elevator. Usually, before I'm going to, like, let's say a party, so I've been to a couple parties.
Yeah.
Every time because you usually give me haircuts before I go to these things, so I have like a whole maybe 45 minutes, an hour. And,
somebody, to run it by. That's good. Yeah.
So and I usually need those little talks just to get me.
We all do, but it's cool. Like when you have somebody who is unconditional advice. You know, it's like like I come to y'all with. You know, so that's cool, man. All right. See, it's gone. It's not even there.
It's gone?
Yeah, I mean, like the whole initial being different on camera.
Yeah, we just talk, see what comes up.
You're a great host, man. You've got the gift. You make people feel comfortable. It's good.
It means a lot. Coming from you, you're like my favorite speaker ever. One of my favorites.
What?
Yeah, like you're the best speaker. And like when I think about being a good speaker, being just a dope person, I think of you. You're my model for all this.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's beautiful.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Didn't come here to get emotional. You don't have tissues or nothing for your guests? Where are the tissues? Some chamomile tea or something? No, that's awesome, man. You know how I feel about you. I'll get into that as we go along, though.
Okay, all right. Okay. You got any topics you want to cover?
Topics that I want to cover.
Your Bible.
This is, it looks like a Bible. This, I have probably some Bible verses in here and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But this is my Moleskine book. Your mommy, T, and J-Lo bought this for me for one Christmas.
Oh.
I was wanting one in moleskin. It's torn up now, but I have two smaller ones, and I write some. Usually, like if I'm working on a song or something that I feel like could be something, I put it in this, or some idea, but no daily stuff like that. Just special
lyrics.
Okay. Or like if the key to a song or something like that, and the title if I'm thinking of, but that's like my special.
So when writing a song, do you write these songs based on emotions that come up, or do the songs just come up in general?
The songs just come up. Well, I have like a backlog of songs right now.
Okay.
I do. I have this backlog of songs that are in various stages of like being finished. I have some songs that are finished and recorded and done, and it's like great. But then there are others that like they're one chord away or one lyric away, and it can go on for years like that. Then there's some that just come just like that. Usually, like if I'm cleaning up or something, or sometimes if I'm walking or running or something like that, where my mind is engaged and I don't know, it just starts to come. It's come. But you asked if it comes as an emotion. Yeah, you definitely get a feeling like, oh wow, this is how that feels because it's coming through you, the way that maybe the audience would feel or a listener, And it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna, it's gonna be emotional, or this is gonna make them feel excited. I think a songwriter, like a good songwriter, producer, or whatever, they have like a way to really be in tune with what people like at a really deep level, not just like at the level of your knowledge of music and putting it together and oh yeah, that sounds good, but no, at a deep level, emotional level, psychic level, spiritual. I mean, really, really deep. And when you have something to come to you that feels like, wow, this is powerful. If you're somebody who is whose barometer is what I call an every man's barometer or an every woman's barometer, where the way you feel about it, a million other people gonna feel the same way, you know, then you can be a good songwriter or really any kind of artist. But they just come to you, to me. They don't really, there's no thinking involved. They come through the filter of my experiences, you know, and they come out the way I would be able to play them at my level, skill level, you know. But then there's the part that says you have to be true to the music that's coming through you, and whatever limitations you may have in terms of your musical ability and all of that kind of stuff and your production, you have to be true to that song. So if you can't play it at that level, you got to get somebody who can, or you got to practice. Production-wise, everything, the whole song comes to you the way it's supposed to feel, all of that. Tearing down the house next door.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing just comes that way, and you got to be true to it. So the reason there's songs on pause sometimes is because, hey, I know it just hasn't fully, it's not fully ready to come as I saw it and felt it initially, you know. Yeah. So I don't know, did I answer that?
No, you did, but
okay.
now I have another question.
Yeah.
So when do you think the songs that you've been working on will be released?
Well, some of them, like we put out a couple of little demos and stuff. I wrote music for a couple of TV shows, as you know, but the songs that like I do personally, like that's a great question, Seth. I think I've been working more on my playing lately, but I have been looking back in my book for like songs that I've been working on. Every now and then I'll put like a piece of a song on YouTube or on Facebook or something, and people seem to like them. You know, people like them, and I wrote a lot of inspirational songs when I was like playing for churches and stuff like that. I played for 2 churches in Maryland. You were very small when I was doing that. But during that time, I wrote a lot of songs. Like every day I was practicing, I was just writing songs, and you were a baby, so I had you there. Yep. You and Jayla and T. And I think T got a little bit interested in playing the drums, and Jayla wanted to play a little bit. Yeah, they're really doing it.
Are those rocks or something? What is that?
It sounds like a rock quarry or something. Now, you know they got that restaurant.
Oh yeah, they do the restaurant. Why they don't do it at night usually? No, they usually do it during the day. It seems.
It's hard to tell with the way they're doing it, man. I don't know.
Decide to do it now. All right.
Right. Right. Let's start at 7.
Oh, he's recording. Start.
Right. Yeah, maybe we can be on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot what you asked me about songs.
I was saying, do they just come to you naturally? Yeah. Like, do they come to you based off emotion, or do they just come to you? And then I was saying, when do you plan on releasing these songs?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was the other part. Yeah. When am I releasing them? So I think like I think this year I'm working on a couple of really awesome projects, like up around writing. Not songwriting, but writing. Like working on 2 apps. One app is about writing. It has to do with helping people with writing. The other app is like for, I guess, like an emotional freedom kind of thing. So I'm working on those right now, and maybe during summer I have some more time to work on the music some more. But I want to do at least one song this year. I don't really put them out, man, for making a whole lot of money just yet. I more enjoy putting them out and seeing the response I get from people. Yeah. You know, this arena now, you used to could sign to a label or try to get signed and all this. I don't know what people are doing now, except going to social media, YouTube, and all that stuff, and putting them there. So I guess I'll probably do that. Okay. So maybe a song or two this year, hopefully.
Would you do some songs a day?
Always.
That would be so cool.
Always.
Yeah.
I've been saying that, man. I would love to do a song for you. Yeah. Of course.
What type of stuff would we do? Like.
Well, so you're into FKJ and.
Well, yeah, I'm into some people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's your style. That's you play. That's your playing style, kind of. Yeah, I love it. To me, that's kind of like jazz fusion a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I love that. I'll put it to you like this: like I hadn't heard him fully. I listened to a few songs from you, and we played a couple of runs that he did. But I heard him live on something. I think Jayla played it for me. It was a YouTube live he did or something.
Jayla played it.
Yeah, she played a little piece of it. She was playing it, and I was like, "Who's that?" And man, I was blown away. That guy can perform, man.
Yeah, he plays like 5 instruments, and he does it usually all live on the stage, real time, which is nuts.
I mean, I was impressed. I mean, I knew he had like a unique take on his chord changes and his total approach to music, but he has really good stage presence. Yeah, I was really, really impressed, man. I enjoyed that show. It was cool.
He doesn't talk much, I don't think, though, but I hear him perform. I haven't found an interview of him like just talking, on stage. He'll sing sometimes, but like talking, I don't hear him talk much. Okay. But yeah, performing is very good.
Yeah. So you got good taste in music, man. It's good. So yeah, I would love to do something with you. What would we do? We could do. Well, I think it'd be fun to try like some lyrics because we always are working on like music and stuff like that. But to actually write a song with lyrics, I feel like that's what I'm best at. I love the lyrics. Okay. It's a little more work, but when you marry that with like some good chord changes and moments in songs, man, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you're good at setting dates,
Okay, well, we can.
You don't have to do it right now. I mean,
no, I'm not saying right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying we can talk a little bit. So
okay.
We'll get together with the production of the song too, and then we'll get together with the songwriting. We have a singer, Mom. She's been really wanting to sing on some stuff. So
that'd be cool, man. Yeah.
And I want to also release, I guess, an album this year, like the Wake Up album I was working on. I have the 2 songs out. Okay. But I want to get the mixing headphones so I can really get in the mixing bag. Yeah. But yeah, so I'd like to release that this year too.
That's awesome, man.
That'd be neat. Yeah. So maybe we can get you on some of those songs.
I'd love that, man. Yeah, I love your music because it has a, everything you do has this quality about it that you can feel the goodness. You can feel the energy of good from you, man. You can feel I would say love, but it's deeper than that, man. It's like, I don't know. It's that je ne sais quoi. Speaking French. Right. Right. No, it's like there's when there are good people, and I don't mean nicety nice people. I'm not, but there's a goodness in a person. You meet them, and you feel like, man, that's somebody for real right there, and that's what I get when I hear your music. I enjoy, and like we talk about some of the stuff you work on, so I say, oh, okay, that's that change he was talking about, that's that beat. But then you hear like, it's so cool when I listen to a few of the things you've done, you hear, oh, so this is, he likes these changes here, and, how do those feel when I hear them? How would I feel as I listen to your music? And there's a really good feeling about it. And I try to be unbiased as much as I can, but I try to look at it just as a listener, purely. How does it make me feel? Do I want to keep listening to it? How long? And it feels interesting to me, and but mostly it's that the feeling that I get from it as I listen to it. And that's the kind of thing I think that makes people come back to it. How it makes them feel, definitely. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Wow, I gotta get some songs released then.
Yeah, man. Well, you're always working on stuff,
Yeah.
That's the good thing.
I've kind of been trying to hold off a little bit because I don't want to make a bunch of songs and then not release it because mixing or whatever. Yeah. So I want.
Oh, because you haven't mixed them.
Because I haven't mixed them, or I feel like what I have can't get the mixing job done.
Well, what I do is you asked me about songs in the writing process a little bit earlier. The songs that I haven't put out yet, or like even recorded, those are few and far between. Most of the songs that have ever come to me, I've finished, which is wonderful. Like, that's always been important to be someone who finishes things. Yeah. You know, and finishes them the way the vision first came to you. You know, like if you saw yourself as a doctor or a lawyer, this or that, you know, you finish it, but you didn't quite become what you saw. Yeah. You know, I don't think that's something that has ever been an interest to me. I like to exactly where I saw it or better, and it's because it comes to you in that way. Yeah. And you know, when you like, oh man, I really want to go to this place, or I really want to go on a vacation and do this stuff. And you take a vacation, but you stay in your city. You know, you don't go to a hotel. You just like sleep in the living room. No. Yeah. That original true vision. So the songs that are not finished yet, those are the ones that you know how it first came to you. Whoever it is that whispers to you, God. That first inspiration. It's like you can't release it until you've been honest with that and put it out in that way. And if I want it bad enough, then I will just stay at it, and then eventually it'll come to me and I'll finish the song. Usually if I have something I want to use it for, then I'll finish the song. Okay. Yeah, my first song that I think my first lyrical song that got recorded, Uncle JR, he gave me that opportunity, and that was awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I finished that song the day before I was supposed to go teach it, you know, the day before. Like I started writing that song pretty much like 2 days before I was supposed to. Wow. Yeah.
And then you said you taught it and it went beautifully.
Yeah, man, it was a really cool experience. People liked that song. Yeah. It was awesome.
Taught it to a choir.
That was a fun experience. And they gave me the opportunity to sing with them. Like I was able to after I taught it to him, he liked it and the choir liked it. And I was really happy about that. It was my first time teaching us a whole song, I think, to his choir. And he had a really big choir at the time. I don't know if, I think they still come together for like, what do you call it? Like when they do the...
rehearsals?
No, not rehearsals. Like when they it'll come back to me again. But they were a big group, a community choir. And I had always wanted to do a song with them. I used to play the drums. When they first started, I think I was playing the drums for them. And then I got married and moved out of the area and got into my job and stuff. But they kept going, and they were touring parts of the U.S. And but just before I got too busy and moved too far away and moved out of state, he said, "Hey, Jay, come and teach a song." And so I was like, "Oh, man." So I did a song, and everybody liked it, and they recorded it, and I think they toured with that song in a couple of cities. So it was nice, man.
Do you have that song anywhere I can hear it?
I don't have a recording of what they recorded the song. Okay. They did an album. I don't have a recording of it. I have demos. Like ones that I did at the house, they were really bad demos. I got your mom to sing on them, help me. Like, and I did falsetto, soprano, and tenor, and she did alto on it. And I tried to mix and master it myself.
So you like layered your own vocals or something?
It was terrible. And this was before they had all the technology, voice technology. Yeah, it was bad. So like when I would, because it was a great song, and I would try to chop it to people. With that bad production, you know, they were like, "Oh, okay, thanks," you know. So I learned a lot since then. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, you talked a little bit about like following through with the visions that you see for your music.
Yeah.
What visions do you have for yourself now?
For myself, man, you know, I really enjoy now being in the moment. I really enjoy that, man, because. You look at the way that the world is now with this corona stuff and all of this political unrest in the U.S. And I mean, every time you open your eyes or turn on some kind of media, there's some problem, there's some issue, there's some this or that, and it's just like, man, you would you feel kind of like almost silly making plans now. You know, it's like I don't even know if I can go outside tomorrow.
It gets shut down so quickly.
Yeah. But what that has helped me to do? You okay?
Yeah, I'll make sure. Okay. Is this still on, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, what that has helped me to do is to be just in the moment more, like in my day, in what I'm doing, in who I'm talking to, in what I'm eating, in what I'm looking at or thinking about, and but it's strange because in just that little change in my focus because I was always part of my jobs before I started teaching was always like planning the whole year out. We would sit down with a calendar, okay, this event, this, and so everything was about what I'm doing now that leads to this, leads to that, this next thing. But now now that I'm more focused on doing things for myself and not for companies or something like that. Just if I'm writing a song, I'm enjoying that. I'm not even thinking about finishing it, but just being in the moment of enjoying it. And the 2 apps that I was telling you about that I'm working on, that is something that is really just enjoyable. Every moment I spend working on those, because one of them is a teaching app for writing. And I was a professional writer for years, professional writer and editor for, those companies I was telling you about. And I worked with some amazingly talented writers. My first boss, Paula Fink, who I adore, she was a lion. She was, just to me, the best in her craft. She really was. She, and I got the chance to learn from her. And so when I left her tutelage, I went on to other jobs and other things, but I knew I could write because I've been trained by the best. In the steamiest high-pressure situations, man. It was tough, but it taught me how to write. And so when we had you guys, I got out of that and started teaching. And the first thing I saw was all these children struggling with writing. Smart people, smart kids, talented, but just the writing process. And the other part of it, it wasn't so much that they couldn't write, but they just needed a couple of kind of framework. They just needed to know how to do it. It's like they have all these great ideas, but just show them a framework for how to get it done. But even before that, help them to get over the feeling of nervousness and that whole idea of once I put this down, people are going to judge me based on this. This has to be the best. Every essay that I write has to be at such a level because I'm going to take it personally if I get a bad grade on it. And so that kind of thinking, it kept so many people from just starting. They have an essay due at the end of the week and they've had it for a month already and they haven't even started it. And they can't start it because they're taking it too personally. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's like you know the knowledge, like it's been assigned to you in a class. So you probably know enough already how to write the thing, but you can't start it because you're like, I have all these ideas. But really what it is psychological. You are procrastinating because you're taking it too personally. Yeah. It's like without realizing it, the emotions that are running through you are at the level of like your life is at stake if this essay isn't great. And you say, no, I don't feel like it but that way. But check your body. How does your body feel when you think about having to finish that essay? Right. And I saw this in so many students, man. So I was like, I need a way to help, just get people started in the writing process. You'd be surprised how many people are nervous about writing. So it was a way to help people get started into an essay and produce like their introduction with their thesis statement, all of their topic sentences in 3 minutes or less. And I had it all worked out on a piece of paper. And so now I am working on something that is a really big expansion of that idea that goes several steps further that can really, really help, I think, not just like elementary, middle, high school students, but college students and maybe people in their professional careers. So that's what I'm working on now. That's why I haven't finished the song.
That's incredibly big, creating a whole entire app.
Yeah,
two.
Yeah, well, that's one of them. The other one is, like I said, for it's kind of a one that helps people deal with. I wouldn't call it a mindfulness app. I don't know about that, but it is kind of that. It's beautifully simple, and I tried out like a prototype I put together, and it I don't know. It really works.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the prototype. Like, if you have a way to send that to me so I can try it too.
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't want to give too much away because.
Oh yeah, I'm saying too much, but just between me and you.
I'm gonna have to check the tape on what I've said already.
Yeah.
Because my ideas are so simple that I love that. It was a quote that I saw. One of my favorite songwriters is Andre Crouch. He was a gospel songwriter, but his songs were like. Wow, they're so universal. The themes and messages, the structures, in terms of the chords that he used, the messaging, so universal. But one of the things that was said about his songs was that they were so great because it felt like they were already out, or that it was so simple that you felt like you could have written it, And that's what these apps are like. They are really simple. They're so intuitive, though, that it feels like, don't I already have something like this? But if you try some of the things that are part of those apps, you'll see that it somehow it gives you that whatever that thing is, like with the writing app, to get you started, to feel really, really happy and secure in what you've put down in a very, very, very short time, minutes. Like you can have your whole shell of it. You can have a whole shell of an essay together in minutes. Yeah. And I don't know if I want to keep this in there.
Well, no, you didn't say too much about like what it actually is.
That's true.
But you just covered like
that's true.
The little summary about, but not how to get that done.
Yeah,
so that's, I think we can keep. If not, we can go over it and see.
Yeah, that's true.
All you're saying about like stuff being simple, that kind of reminds me of like advice giving.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the advice I give is like it's very simple advice, and it seems like this is something everybody knows with whatever topic it is. But not everybody does, I guess. But it seems like it seems simple, straight to the point, but it has a big impact, even though it's very simple, which is neat. Yeah. And that kind of reminded me of what you're saying with the app.
Well, it's because it doesn't get in the way of the person. Again, without going too much into it, neither of the apps do that. It's like I don't think anyone needs any piece of technology or person to come in and totally take over their lives. Yeah. People want to feel like that they are being proactive about the things that they care about. That they're involved in their careers, their marriages, their personal life, their health, all those things. So they don't want somebody to come in and take over, but we do, all of us in areas of our lives, need some kind of a little bit of a push if we're being slowful on something. But what kind of push do we need? Do we need one that makes us feel more critical of ourselves or more critical of the things we're doing? No, we need something that is very intuitive. It fits like a glove. It almost is like it's not there, but it's exactly what you need to each moment of whatever it is you're working on to go to that next step, and almost feel like, oh wow, I don't know really how I got this done so quickly, but it works. And so that's what the writing app does. The other app is really just like a week. The concept for it came really just like a week, but it's so great. Like it helps you look at the types of thoughts that you're having throughout the day in a responsible, proactive way.
That's good, don't give it
I'm going to totally ask you to cut that out.
Don't say how, but just
cool. Yeah. See, because I get caught up because you and I talk all the time, so it's like
Yeah. So
free
which
flowing.
app do you feel like is going to come out first? Because I know the second one's a little easier to probably put together than the first one. Do you think you're going to release the second one first and then do the first one, or which one is coming out first?
Well, I got to finish the first one first, I think. The second one, I can keep working on it while I'm doing that one alongside of it, but the first one, definitely. Okay. That's important. Yeah. That's important. Both of them are, definitely, but that one, because that's why I got into, part of the reason I started teaching was this app. It's like the culmination of it. Yeah. Okay. Right. You said something I wanted to comment on. Oh, yeah, you're the way that you like give advice to people, and I was thinking about that. But you went ahead with your question to me. But I always feel like you're so good at giving advice, man, because you're an amazing listener, and you help me with that. Because like I got this Gemini personality, right, and your mind is always going. It's like always some thoughts there, some ideas, some this or that. And I noticed like from the time you were very little, you would just listen, and whatever, like if there was a conversation going on, you weren't the one who was cutting in, or you just listened. And I said, man, this guy's getting like the full understanding in a way that maybe a lot of us miss. And then so by the time we said, well, Seth, what do you think? You had a very, very clear perspective, of a very all-inclusive kind of perspective on everybody's take, everybody's position, and all of that. And you were very, from the time you were very small, and I just was always.
Oh, you're talking about me? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just said, it's imagine some little guy. That,
no, I was talking about you. Yeah, you just always had that, man. So I was like, to see you like now, yeah, of course your advice is great, man, because listening, part of it you see, and I'm sure you know this, when you feel listened to, man, that's 90% of it. Just to have somebody to give you that gift of listening to you, really engaged in what you're saying, not trying to get something from you, but just, okay, let me hear what's going on. And you actually listen. It's powerful.
And I hate like interrupting and being interrupted. It's so annoying. Like I've seen in a lot of social situations, like where I'm just sitting back and listening, all these people are fighting for the attention to talk and talk. Right. But I'm just sitting there just listening like you're saying, and then they look to me, even though they're the ones arguing for the attention, but they're like, wait a minute, we're all arguing, he's over here, Seth. Right. Which is interesting. Yeah. Like without demanding the attention, it kind of just naturally comes to you when you're listening.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, excellent. Wow. I like that. Yeah, because, I mean, on a practical level, they see that, well, we were arguing, we're not hearing each other because we're arguing. He's not saying anything, and he's observing. So he sees both sides of this situation. So, and just the fact that it takes a level of maturity and probably 5 or 6 other things to listen to somebody, and to really, really listen from the heart, without trying to get something or to be smart or to advise them to death and all that, But you actually listen from a place of same place your music comes from, wherever that is with you.
We'll figure it out.
Don't worry about it. Don't figure it out. Just go with it, man.
Wherever it comes from is beautiful.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we talked a little bit about me as a little guy.
Yeah.
Me and Jayla were talking earlier about kids and stuff, like what we thought our kids would be like in the future. Before you had us, what did you think having kids would be like, and your kids would be like?
Okay. So before we had you and Jayla Bug, we had TT. She was 3 years old when I met her. And it's like coming up, I thought kids were cute. I thought like certain children were cute. It was like, oh, it's a cute little girl, cute little boy, cute little baby. But I didn't think about children like that. You know what I mean? Not in the sense that, oh, I love, I don't think most young guys, we're thinking about other stuff. Yeah. But I did have this kind of, desire that I felt to be a father and to like have a son, a daughter. I didn't want a lot of children, but 2 or 3 children. And I just thought like how good it would feel to like to be really good to them, and to really love them, and to have like awesome relationships with them.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing you don't sit and map it out, or I didn't go that far, but it's just the feeling of it, the images that come up for you of what it could be like, how it could feel, all of those things, you know. And so yeah, I'm one person who wanted children. I wanted to be a father. And I'm not a dad type person. Is the thing, you know what I mean? But I just felt like it'd be cool, like by the time I was a certain age, to have children, and to still find a way to be myself, and to whatever identity I was cultivating, to not lose touch with that. Yeah. But I knew it would help me grow. I knew it would help me to open up my heart and love more, and it did all of those things. It still does.
And it's got to be cool to see, like from a non-egotistical standpoint, like to see what things can come from you and someone you love.
Yeah.
Like to see what can I create. I know you've been creating all your life, but to see what you created. Two people, two humans, to see what they come out like is neat. Yeah. It's just
it's like when you think about it, it is amazing. Yeah. But when you're in the process, it's your day to day. It just is. But there are these moments of splendor and like magic where you just had the most beautiful feelings. When I held you and like. Your mother trusted me to wash you. Like we would wash you. We were blessed because we had like nice places where we lived, man. They were comfortable, they were clean. And I would wash you in the sink, and you had this jet black curl. Yeah, it was curly then, man. It was wavy. And I would just sit there. You were just like you are now. Like you were just watching me, and I would just sit there and wash your little hair. And those moments, man, wow. It's just amazing. So I cherished, I left my job. I had a very nice job that I was working, kind of my dream job. And I left that because I said the amount of hours I was working, I wasn't around you. Like I was working in D.C. and we were living in Maryland 2 hours away. My commute every day was like 3 hours, between going and coming. And you were a baby. And I said, I'm leaving this. I don't love this that much. I always felt like I could do, and my first assignment was to be traveling like all over the world with this job. I was supposed to be in Singapore for like a month when I first got the job. And you'd just been born, and there was some complications. Your mother got sick. And it was like, man, I love the idea of myself in this high power position. I finally got this, but it meant so much more to me to just be around you guys. And so I left it, and it got tight. It got really tight. But I haven't regretted it. I never regretted like being there for you, like totally, because when I first met you, I felt like this guy I felt like this guy really has something to offer, man. It was a really special thing, man. I just loved you deeply, and your sisters too. It was the whole experience. I just felt really blessed. I enjoyed all of it, like every second of it. Even when times were tough, it always was. It's always. I was talking before about a vision that you have, like if. Like we're talking about songs, when you're trying to finish the song, that original vision, you can't say it's done until you've met that. That's what it felt like for me. The vision I had of what having a family would be like. There were so many moments where the screen just fit snug right into that vision, right? And you feel those moments, man. So I totally got off track.
Wow, it doesn't matter. That was great.
That's that Gemini thing. That's a Gemini thing. So Aquarius is like more, because you've got a bit of that too with all that creativity, but you can be a little more focused. That's awesome.
Yeah, because Gemini's, it's you got two things going on. So, and y'all are ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and thinking.
Look at all this knowledge. Okay.
It's your whole thing is
thinking,
the thoughts. It's like your brain is a receptor for everything. So it's receiving all of that at all times. So it's interesting. Yeah.
People's personalities are so interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And I was never like into astrology like that. And I still don't do a lot with it, but I do just enough. Like, I do have an interest in finding out what people's birth signs are when I meet them. Because that is interesting.
It's fun.
Yeah, and I know that there is like the Chinese astrology and different kinds. But for me, like when I meet, let's say another Gemini, there is something to that stuff. I mean, it is. Or if I meet a Scorpio or a Taurus, there's whatever. Yeah. There is something there to that. It's interesting.
So you feel like you click with other Geminis?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes it's like really powerful click. It's really powerful. The conversation is like, wow. We can talk immediately like we've always known each other. And then I might be like, no, I don't really want to.
That's the switch. That's the Gemini.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, switch. Well, what about you? Like other Aquarius?
Oh, like, man. So, other Aquarius. So, obviously, my siblings are Aquarius.
Right. You got it everywhere. All your friends.
Yeah, all my friends.
So you've just surrounded yourself with basically. Right.
Yeah, I get along with them, but it seems like if they're not like either like legitimate family or soul family type people, then I'm
Okay.
Like I've met some Aquarius people that I don't really click with.
Okay.
Because for whatever reasons, but like.
Well, I'm sorry. So let me ask you this: so, like the girls that you date, are they? Do they tend to be Aquarius, or are they like? What sign do you find yourself like?
Okay, so
that's interesting.
For the first part, maybe I've dated maybe three Aquarius girls.
Okay, so.
Two of them, like at first, it was cool, and then as it progressed, it just.
So Aquarius doesn't necessarily mean it's okay.
But I've had pretty solid dating experiences with Scorpios, which is my moon sign.
And your mom's Scorpio. Oh, okay.
So Scorpios, I seem to have experiences with Taurus. Like they seem to like me, but it's
your grandmother
is
Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay. And your grandfather.
Too,
yeah, she's okay. See, I don't look as deeply into it as you guys. I mean, I know like y'all have a lot of fun with that. Mm-hmm. You really look at it. You really look deeply. I'm more of like I said in the moment. I did study astrology. Mm-hmm. I studied Christianity very deeply, the Bible. I was even planning to get a PhD in New Testament theology. I was studying I was learning Greek. Wow. Yeah, I wanted to learn it in Greek, to read the Septuagint. I wanted to do that. That's like the Greek Bible. Oh. But I don't know. I think that I go moment to moment. Like my experience is like no moment is promised to any of us. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be breathing 5 seconds from now. I don't know if you will. We know from precedent, from past experience, it's highly probable that we'll both be here, today, tomorrow. But we don't know that. Yeah. We don't know that. And so for me, it's just like I try not to be like this container of beliefs anymore. Of, oh yeah, I believe this about that. I think this about this. It's like one of the ad campaigns for Apple years ago was we got an app for that. Like people would come in and say, hey, I'm into, weightlifting and stuff. And then the commercials, we got an app for that. I need to book a hair appointment, whatever. We got an app for that. And it's like, as human beings, we can become receptacles for beliefs. It's like for anything going on in life, we've got a belief attached to it, probably several of them. Yeah. And it's just like, looking at the world, it just felt like time to just kind of examine some of those beliefs. Yeah. Why do I believe that? Like, I know my parents believe that, their parents did. Why do I believe X, Y, Z? Yeah. Or why the things maybe that I taught my children, do I still believe that way? and what was that original way that I believe that I felt so strongly about to pass on to them? How do I feel if they disagree with that? How do I feel if they believe something completely different from my beliefs? You know, do I still love them? Do I judge them? Those are questions that have been very powerful for just being honest. You know, being honest about the big things in life, like marriage, like money, sex, religion. Seeing really what your core beliefs are, not what people have told you, but what I've really looked at for myself and really feel good to say I've responsibly examined this and I like that belief, or I'm going to discard this belief because, you know, it doesn't serve me, or whatever it is. And so that's kind of how I look at whatever you ask me.
God. I didn't tell you.
But
yeah, with beliefs, I agree with what you're saying, and I feel like beliefs, depending on what it is, they can be very divisive between people. People can believe so strongly about something that it can disconnect you from your family or somebody you love. Just because you want to stick with that belief so strongly, or even if it's not just the fact you believe that, it's just like that belief could directly be telling you you can't love somebody that's your blood, that's your family, because something's wrong because of your beliefs, which is something to look at. I feel like it's something to look at.
It's tough, man, because you know, I had the notion years ago, this concept of thought viruses. You know, we talk about viruses in the body, but beliefs, when they are not examined and flushed out, they function like a thought virus, in the sense that they can corrupt a whole area of your life. Something that, a belief that you might have picked up when you were 5 or 6 years old, you overheard something about somebody, you know, and you grew up with that belief, or some limiting thinking that maybe a care provider had, and he or she was around you, or your parents or grandparents or kids you were playing with, some belief that you picked up there about money or relationships, and you grew up with that. And whenever that particular issue comes up in your life, your brain is like a library, in a sense. If you don't have a lot of experience in a certain area, like let's say if the issue were race relations, all right, and you grew up in a family where they were like low-key racist a little bit against a certain other group, you know, whatever that group might be. When you get into a situation where you're up around people from that other group, where does your mind go? It goes to wherever your experiences with that issue are. And that could have been like 5 years, when you were 5 years old. And it's like, we have those beliefs, and it's like, you mean to tell me I'm operating as a grown person now, an adult, based on experience from when I was 5 years old, or something that I heard somebody else say that I really haven't examined, and I keep that belief. Especially if they're limiting, why hold on to them?
So let me ask you this: how would you go about recognizing those and rewriting those?
That's where the app comes in.
Okay. For $59.99.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's where the app comes in. It's just my subtle little way of looking at things that help me, because anything that I try to do, whether it's like with writing songs, teaching, whatever I'm doing, always I feel like I am that everyman. I feel like I was that kid who was intelligent but procrastinated, or that one who wanted to get up on stage and play or sing or speak, whatever, but felt nervous to do it, you know. So I like to help people, because I know most people, like 95% of people, we have the goods. 100% of people, we've got the goods for something. Yeah. If you got anything going on that you want to do, that means you have the goods for it. Yeah. You didn't invent that desire. Tell me when you decided, oh yeah, I think I'll desire to be a talented pianist and producer and speaker and podcast host. When did you decide that? you might have decided to go with that interest, but you didn't originate that thought activity. You didn't. And none of us does. But it's like we feel so responsible for it once we realize it. Then the anxiety comes up. Oh, I'm not doing enough with my podcast, or I'm not finishing this or that. And so in taking it personally in that way, we just kind of get roadblocked and, all of that stuff. It leads you to not finishing the things that you have in your heart to do. Yeah. So the apps are about that. They're just to help you kind of move yourself out of the way and get started. Yeah. That's without getting into it too much.
Without getting into it too much.
Because I really want to talk about them. I do.
Well, once it's released, we'll do some more podcasts in the future. Once it's released, we can do some more stuff talking about it.
Okay. Have I gone over time with you?
I don't think we have like a time set up. We just kind of go right now.
So you're great, man, because like you really have a gift for helping people to feel like nothing's even going on.
Wow. That's kind of the goal. I would love to have that ability, because I have felt uncomfortable in a lot of situations, and I've been in situations with people where maybe they couldn't really help me feel comfortable, so they just be like, oh, get up, come on, you're fine.
Yeah.
Kind of forced me out of that, but that didn't really help.
Right.
So I kind of, with this podcast, for example, like I know, like you said, you weren't necessarily comfortable on the camera, right?
Right.
So I was like, in this situation, like, in those situations where I felt nervous, how would I have made myself feel more comfortable?
Yeah.
Didn't get an answer.
Okay. Yeah. So you think about that, helping like your guests to feel more comfortable.
Yeah, that's the goal. I would like to be like that, because I didn't like when I felt nervous and how people tried to make me feel more comfortable.
Okay.
Because it's tough to do so, and I understand it, because like in situations they want to do their thing, so they can't be there with you the whole time trying to get you up.
Right.
But so right. I was like, okay, well, how would I help somebody in that same position?
Right.
How would I go about that as someone who's experienced that? Experienced both sides, being in a position where you're comfortable, but somebody else is not comfortable.
Right.
Being, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But like I said, didn't get an answer, but I'm glad it just naturally.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, is being comfortable with not having an answer to say, oh yeah, you do this. No, it's just, I'd rather just have a way when I come into the room. When people sit across from you, it just feels comfortable. It feels at ease. It does not feel stuffy or any of that stuff that people can sense. And that's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, so let's see.
How long have we been talking?
We've been talking for 57 minutes and 23 seconds.
Wow. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It just goes. It's like, this is how our conversations are. It's just like, before you know it, that's what I like. And that's been another thing for me, Sethi. Like, I like to engage and interact with people that I can feel that with. Just talking. It doesn't have to be that we're working on anything, but having those conversations where it's just free flowing. You could be talking about anything from sports to what's going on in the world to religion to whatever. Just open-hearted conversations, man, and to hear what people feel and think. I love that. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Something I learned on this journey of nervousness or whatever is be with people you can sit in silence with. Because if you can sit in silence with them, because most of the problem is like you feel obligated to talk. Oh my God, I need to speak. Be with people you can just sit with. I can just sit with you for 58 minutes and 20 seconds. And because I can do that, I can also talk with you. Right. So be with those people that you can just sit with.
That's excellent advice. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, because like that is a really good measure too of what's there. Yeah. I was at a retreat a year and a half ago, a couple years back now, where we were just kind of sitting in silence. Everybody was just kind of getting relaxed and this kind of thing. And when you're around people who are used to doing that, you see immediately how comfortable they are with it. And I was not particularly comfortable, right away. But it's just like, it's a beautiful energy that starts to arise somehow when you're sitting with somebody who's doesn't have a lot of thought activity going on, they're able to be silent. And that's what allows you, I think, in a situation where you can just enjoy the comfortable silence. It's not uncomfortable. When that mind is quiet, and you're at peace, and there's a bliss that is there, and you can feel it, and there's a love and connection that is there. And you start to really feel how everybody is one, and when you can have that in your home first, that's amazing. When you can have that with your partner, with your wife, with your girlfriend, with whoever you're with at any time, your children, your classmates, whatever, there's nothing more wonderful than that, man. Just feeling that oneness, and it is that silence, that beingness that is each of us.
And how do you go about getting that oneness with a partner or with family? How do you go about that?
Well, I don't think you go about it. It's already there. I mean, when I look out into the world, we have our differences in terms of the way that we think, the things that we think about. But generally, our thoughts revolve around our quality of life, our life, the fact that you are here. And then they go out into a lot of different directions based on beliefs and all kinds of things. But at our core, we are living beings. All right, there's life energy in these bodies. If that life energy goes out of this body, who am I? Which was I, the body or the life energy? And not to get all, whatever that is.
Spiritual woos.
Yeah, that woo. But I mean, really, without anything, okay, even if we didn't have a language to speak, you and I, or anybody, if we land together on an island, no language, no training, no education or anything, we can at least acknowledge in each other that there is this presence of awareness. We're both aware. It's like, I'm here. And you seem to be aware that you're here. And you're aware of me, and, the same here. We ignore that in each other all the time. And we go to personality traits, we go to education, we go to appearance, all those other things. But just the life force in each other. Because we look around the world, so many people, the news is reporting, are dying. I mean, it's just, it just really kind of helps you to focus on, when I watched Nana as she was at the end of her life, and I was very blessed to be there at times with her when there were only maybe weeks, and I think the last time just maybe a few hours. And then I got the call after I went home. But when I was there with her, we were watching with bated breath at each time we saw her chest go up and down, because we just wanted to know that she was alive. We didn't care about what she had to say. During her life, she was an amazing singer and a beautiful speaker, an encourager, all of those things. But at the end of her life, we were just happy to see that there was life there. And it led me to think, why have we gotten away from that in each other? Yeah. When we are there with someone we care about, that's all we care about is just to see that EKG monitor is going up and down the way it should be. It hasn't flatlined. Why can't we give that to each other, more? And I know you can't do that all the time. You can't function like that. I'm just happy you're alive, Seth. You're breathing. I'm not saying that. But just to appreciate that connection we have with each other when we're in disagreement. Can it get to where some of what we look at is the fact, well, look, man, we can at least agree on the fact that you and I are here, and all the other things that seem to divide us take a way back seat to the fact that you and I are here, we're aware, we're breathing, and to appreciate that. And it's a sad thing that most of the time we don't appreciate the fact that we are human beings and we have that in common until that is threatened somehow. You know, so I feel like it's a huge blessing to enjoy that in each other. You know, and to share and to talk from that place. Yeah. And I don't know, we don't always do it, but just realizing that more and more in ourselves and being happy to be alive and happy to see other people alive and thriving, you know, that all of this thought about all the problems in the world, maybe if we let go of that, let go of all the attention we put on that, not ignore it, but just let go of it. I see it, you know, like something is in the newspaper, I see it's bad news, but am I going to read that 24 hours a day? Or am I going to, like, where's there space for some good news, for something that is what I want? You know, where's the space for that? And so, yeah.
I like this feels like you're talking about like connecting with other people because we're all the same life force. I enjoy my walk so much because like I get to like walk outside and it feels like I can just connect with anybody else. I talked about this on my videos, like the Seth I envision can just go out and connect with anybody all the time, all these people. So I do the best I can right now, but I walk around, I wave at people, I say hello. Sometimes I get a conversation, but I just love to walk by somebody, and usually it's like you walk by, oh, he's looking that way, I'm looking this way, we're not connecting. Instead of that, I say, hey, how you doing? Sometimes I get some engagement back, sometimes I don't, but just to connecting with somebody I have no idea who it is, it just gives me like a beautiful feeling to be connecting with people. And they'll get a smile, and I know they feel it because they get a smile, and it just, their walk changes, you know what I'm saying? Because they're connected with another human being instead of dodging it. They're connected. That's why I like my walks.
It's beautiful, man. So, okay, so when you go out now, because I thought maybe, I knew that like sometimes you run, you do your skateboard sometime, and I know that it used to be like a lot of teenagers out down there, but it's not so much anymore. So now when you go out, you kind of, you enjoy, of course, being outside. It's beautiful over here. But you also like connect with people that's awesome, man. Yeah,
I enjoy some music a little bit, but like mostly I just walk into the areas where people are at. If I see some people, I'll say
yeah, because there's always something going on out here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it feels really good, like seeing this, because I know that I'm talking about your podcast now, because it's something that it really feels a need. I think, you know, someone your age with your experience. To speak the way that you do and to talk about the issues that you do, it's powerful, man. It's really powerful. When you look at like other people who are doing what you do, how old are they? And, you know, do they look like you? And I think about that, and that's really, really great to see you doing that with your time, to be so driven to do it, without agenda though, but driven. And you say, well, what's this guy's agenda? And it's just it's this, and wow, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. It's great.
Thank you for being on here.
Man, that's my pleasure, man. It's an honor. It's an honor, man. I think that's beautiful to see, like. It's doubly an honor because like you're somebody who is related to me, you know, and somebody I've known you all your life. But even if we did not have that connection, I would still feel like it's amazing, man. It's wonderful. Even if you weren't my son, you've got a beautiful heart, beautiful spirit, man. That it's a gift to be around you. And I don't mean that to say, oh, this guy's perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But when I meet good people, you know, good people with a good heart, your camera's off, man. Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Oh my God. All right, wait 1 second. Oh man. Yeah, well, it gets around that. It starts to get like that around this time.
Oh, the battery's going out?
No, it's been going for an hour, 10 minutes. So I think maybe it's the storage or something.
Okay.
Because the battery's good. Sheesh. Oh man, what do we got? Okay. Oh.
What? It didn't record any of it?
No, we got an hour.
Did we? Well, just take a look at it, and then like if we need to come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it should be an issue.
Okay.
Because it's alright. We still got.
Are you recording again now on it?
No, we still got your footage, which is it's alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh.
Why did it do that? Okay. Well. Sheesh, could I have like 30 gigabytes or something? You have 11 gigabytes free. But I guess it just.
How much do you have on the phone?
11.
No, I mean like total.
Oh, 64.
64. Okay.
Yeah, it might just stop at a certain time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine maybe you could go in and adjust the settings, but yeah, I would hope they would do that rather than drain somebody's.
Yeah.
You know, like you hit it by mistake.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you want to do?
Let's see. Let's see. Guess we can start to wrap it up, I guess, right?
All right.
Because we have an hour and.
Or if you want to, because you're going to look at it, and then
Yeah.
if you decide we need to fill in some blanks, I can.
Because I think a lot of that part was like you were talking, so we can use your footage anyway.
Okay.
I think that's what happened with Jayla's. We cut out again.
Oh, okay.
And then I had to use some of her footage, but
All right.
the voice and stuff still.
Okay.
Okay. One on the phone.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Is
All
the
right.
angle cool? Okay.
Yeah, it's cool
It's still
enough. Yeah, it's cool.
Cool enough?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, guys, so
Yeah.
we got to wrap up the podcast. My camera cut out, but this is a beautiful podcast. Thank you for coming.
Man, I felt like when I first came in, Seth, I was like, I don't know, am I gonna like be feeling every moment of this? You know how like I know our conversations are always, we can go on for like ever talking, but like I was saying, the camera for me at least, that always I was like different. But man, you made it like amazing. You made it like a real event. It felt good, and I enjoy it. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it.